what's up everybody? Welcome back to Behind the Reel. I'm your host John, and today we've got another Garmin video for you guys, and we're going to be going over the differences between the Steadicast heading sensor and the 24XD. Alright, so first off we're going to go over the Steadicast heading sensor, and it's exactly what it sounds like. This is just a heading sensor, and this is going to allow you to have a 360 degree frame of reference on your boat at all times, something that your units do not have. Your units have an internal GPS antenna inside of them, and that is where your waypoints are going to be marked from. But this Steadicast heading sensor is going to help your GPS to know which direction your boat is facing at all times. This is going to help you guys when you're looking at your chart screen, maybe trying to line up a cast on a waypoint. It's going to help you to always know which direction your boat is facing when you look at your graph. It's going to help you to understand where you're at in relation to the bank. You know, maybe if you're offshore, you're paying attention to, ditches or contour information, and you want to know exactly where you are in relation to that waypoint. The Steadicast heading sensor is going to be something that is going to help you be way more efficient on the water, and it's something that is going to improve your fishing game altogether. The Steadicast heading sensor is a must for me. When I'm out there on the lake, I have to know which way my boat is facing. I'm a head-up guy, not a north-up guy. So for all of you that are wondering what setting that you should use on your chart screen, that's my recommendation. Some of you guys always know which direction north is. North up is probably your preference, but I don't. I know left and right, so I'm a head up guy, and I definitely have to have the Steadicast heading sensor on my boat, and it does allow me to be way more accurate, put that bait exactly where I want it, and it's going to help me to spend my time more wisely on the water. Alright you guys, I want to shout out the sponsor of today's video, and that is Savior Outdoors. They make this retrieval device that attaches to the butt of your rod and will allow you to get your rod back if you were to ever drop it in the water. Here I have one installed on my full cork grip swim bait rod. Very clean install, and what this does, this orange piece is a float, and there is actually a salt bobbin, much like your auto inflate life jacket in here. There's 60 feet of braided line attaching the float to the rod, and if this thing goes overboard, the salt bobbin will dissolve and it will eject the float, and this rod will still sink, but this float is going to float to the top, and I'll be able to pull it back in, and I'll get all of my gear back. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, go over to SaviorOutdoors.com. Okay, so now you've got another option when it comes to the Garmin GPS system, and that is going to be the 24XD. The 24XD is two things. It is a GPS antenna as well as a heading sensor. So it has essentially a Steadicast heading sensor built inside of it, and it's also going to allow you to mark waypoints from it. So if your graph is at the console and you have the 24XD back at the back of the boat, as close to that transom-mounted transducer as you can possibly get it, and you mark a waypoint using that 24XD as your GPS source, the waypoint will be marked from the antenna. Okay, that is not something that the heading sensor, that the Steadicast is going to allow you to do. So if you want to have more accurate waypoints, put that 24XD as close to that transducer as you can get it, and it also has that heading sensor built inside of it. So you're going to get both features. You don't have a way to decide whether you use the heading sensor or the antenna when it comes to the 24XD. If you source the 24XD as your GPS source, you're going to be pulling heading information from there as well. Lowrance has a little bit different setup where you can actually pull heading information from an antenna and mark waypoints from the internal GPS inside of the unit. So just understand, if you guys are coming over from Lowrance, you do not have the ability to do that with Garmin. You will need a 24XD and a Steadicast heading sensor to complete your network. I've got a lot of guys that can get away with just a 0.1 antenna when it comes to Lowrance, but Garmin, I would really recommend getting both of these things. If you don't really care about improving the waypoint accuracy, go with that Steadicast heading sensor. This is something that you do not have to mount externally. You can actually mount this inside of a rod locker. There is an arrow indicator on the Steadicast that will tell you where to align it. It's going to need to be mounted parallel with the keel of the boat, just like your trolling motor heading sensors. Nothing different there, except it does not need to be on the exterior of the boat because it is not allowing you to mark waypoints. Again, the Steadicast is a compass, where the 24XD is a compass as well as a GPS antenna. Something else that I want you guys to know is about the installation. When it comes to both of these products, you are going to need a NEMA 2000 network. At the very minimum, you're going to need a NEMA 2000 starter kit, and if you have an additional unit in the network, you'll need an extra T connector and a drop cable per additional unit. The starter kit will get you set up with the first unit, but any unit after the first one, you will need an additional T and a drop cable. And also, just in case you guys are wondering, you are going to be able to share the 24XD and the Steadicast heading sensor through the NEMA 2000 network between multiple units, so you can use that as a source for more than one unit in the network. The NEMA 2000 is something that may come in handy to have on your boat anyways. If you do not have it, understand that you do have benefits of sharing engine data through NEMA 2000, as well as integrating stereo systems and adding other peripheral devices. So if you guys are wondering why your chart screen has been spinning around on you, or why your waypoints aren't very accurate, understand there is a fix for that. Garmin has your back with the 24XD and the Steadicast heading sensor. If you guys have any questions at all, put them down in the comment section below. If you're looking to pick up some of these items, go over to russellmarineproducts.com and they'll be able to get these items shipped to your front door. Appreciate you guys. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next one.